really it's an opportunity not just for music, but also for culture. So we are inviting musicians, whether it's a one-man band or a two-man band or a small band, to really engage sort of as we bring downtown Nassau to life.
The invitation is extended to musicians just starting their careers, as no professional experience is required. Eligible musicians must play unplugged, non-electric instruments. Tourism officials will then select 15 of them to perform in high-traffic tourist areas such as Pompey Square, Rawson Square, Prince George Wharf, and other notable locations.
I'm really looking forward to see this unfold. I can't wait to go downtown and drop some tips in the hat, if you will, for these authentic Bahamian musicians as they perform for our residents and guests.
A home for the holidays. Another 28 families receiving keys to their new homes in housing subdivision Renaissance on Carmichael Road West. This one distinctly different from others, with a turnkey-style approach providing families with lots of amenities. Here's the Minister of Housing and Urban Renewal, Keith Bell.
What it has done is that this administration has presented affordable homes, but in a different way, where you can be proud. It doesn't look like no low-cost home. They're very nice, and they are very resilient. And so the point is they have architectural shingles. They're built with hurricane impact windows. They're very, very high and very modern, marble countertops and the like.
Minister Bell adding that another housing ceremony is imminent.
Today we are now moving more persons in, and they're getting their homes. As we speak today, they're getting their keys. And at some point within the next month, we're going to have another key ceremony. And so I'm very proud and very pleased to be part of an administration which has made home ownership not only a reality for Bahamians, but made it affordable for the payments.
Still to come, aviation professionals honored. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight at 11. More news in a moment.
Hear that? If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country, pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse. The people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
JBI. I find your red kidney bean with coconut milk to be absolutely wonderful. The flavor within the coconut milk just make the rice stand out even more.
It's been 30 years, and for as long as I've known you, I've always enjoyed your products, especially your coconut water. It's the closest thing to getting it fresh out of the coconut itself. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for this delicious coconut water. It's the best on the market.
JBI coconut water has always been my choice of coconut water because it's just the closest thing to the natural thing. They're always on stock, and I love it.
Try JBI.
Happy anniversary, JBI.
Congratulations on your 30th year.
Happy anniversary, JBI.
Thank you, Bahamas.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies.
It's a final electoral sprint to the finish line as the world watches and waits to see who will emerge the new president of the United States next Tuesday, November 5th. For one of its closest neighbors, what will the outcome of the U.S. elections represent for the Bahamas, its economy, and the long-standing relationship between the two countries? LaDon Davis has a local insight from a historian.
The election is going to be very close. It's hard to say 100% one way or the other who's going to win.
University of the Bahamas Associate Professor and prominent historian Dr. Christopher Curry acknowledges the fierce battle to the White House for current U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris and former U.S. President Donald Trump leading up to the much-anticipated U.S. presidential elections on November 5th. The historian is taking a glance at some of the crucial swing states and the contributing factors that could possibly play a crucial role in the outcome of the elections.
I look at Pennsylvania, I look at Michigan, I look at what we call the Rust Bowl or the Iron States, where you have factory workers, working class persons, and are they going to shift to the Republican Party away from what is traditionally thought of as a Democratic base? Also, we're looking at the female vote. Of course, we know one of the candidates, the Democratic candidate, is a female. It would be interesting if we would have the first female president in U.S. history. Also, the African-American vote. And we're seeing that Trump is certainly trying to court the African-American vote. So those different groups of persons are going to play a role in what actually is the outcome.
But what direct impact will the outcome of the U.S. presidential election have on the Bahamas, its economy, and the Caribbean? Well, Curry dug a bit deeper and gave this response.
Our government, regardless of the outcome, is going to have a positive relationship with the U.S. We know that under Barack Obama's administration, there was an effort to open relations with Cuba to end the 50 to 60-year embargo. While the embargo was never dismantled, there was an opening of travel regulations that were once that was restricted.
While the world will be glued to next week Tuesday's U.S. election coverage, Professor Curry says it all boils down to the late vote returns from big states like Florida, Arizona, and Texas that will no doubt determine who will emerge as the next president of the United States. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm LaDawn Davis.
Electricity is an essential service, and one member of Parliament is helping those in her constituency to get back on the grid. Devontae Hanna takes it from here.
Golden Gate's Member of Parliament, the Honourable Pia Gloverole, is giving the gift of power to her constituents this holiday season, covering 10% of their outstanding bill.
Electricity is one of the staples that we need to survive, so it's very important that not only Golden Gate's constituents, but of course citizens throughout the Bahamas, and especially in time for the holidays.
This as Bahamas Power and Light launched its Merry and Bright Turn on Your Lights initiative, and as of today, November 1st, they will give over 2,000 disconnected customers the ability to turn on their electricity with just a 10% down payment instead of the usual 50%.
A customer service representative will meet each customer to review their outstanding balance and current situation, offering the most favorable repayment options available. We anticipate that most customers will be able to pay off their balances within 6 months. This means they can be in good standing with BPL before the peak summer period of 2025, clearing their previous debts.
Gloverole announced her plans to assist earlier this week.
So it is an opportunity to assist my constituents, so I've been doing so, but now I've decided to open it up where not only constituents who are contacting me are able to be assisted, but so that I can let the entire constituency of Golden Gates know about the promotion, about the initiative, and that I can be of support.
Without confirming how many in her constituency would be impacted, she says she stands ready to assist all those in need.
It's open to the entire Golden Gates constituency. Anyone whose power supply is disconnected should reach out to me at my WhatsApp constituency number 819-4742 with a copy of your bill as verification of your existing account with BPL, a verification of your address.
The promotion will end on January 31st, 2025. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Devontae Hanna.
50 leading professionals and agencies within the aviation sector receiving high honors during a government ceremony at Government House last evening. The event is part of celebrations marking Aviation Week in the country. Director of Aviation and Deputy Director General of Tourism, Dr. Kenneth Romer, says the honorees embody the essence of Bahamian exceptionalism.
It was so moving to see some of the men and women in aviation who felt as though the country had forgotten them, to see them come up to Mount Fitzwilliam to receive a medal, to say to them that we appreciate their contribution towards aviation development.
12 local agencies singled out for their unwavering support to the Department of Aviation and Tourism. All in all, there were over 30 medal recipients, 5 Bahamians also receiving posthumous honors.
It feels wonderful for our agency to be recognized, the Nassau Airport Development Company. We have 225 very hardworking and dedicated employees, and so I am so pleased to be able to represent them tonight and receive the award on their behalf.
The aviation sector in the Bahamas is booming tremendously. You can tell by the record-breaking numbers that we get in terms of persons coming in last year, and we are getting a strong indication that we will exceed those numbers this year. But we have been moving. I mean, the industry has been growing very well.
I loved what I was doing most of my life, and it's a part of me, so it wasn't like I was going to work every day. I was like a kid in the sandbox. I thought it was fun, and we've had a great time because of me doing what I love. We've traveled all over the world. My kids enjoy it. And in fact, I tried to talk them into flying, but they said no way.
Family, friends, parliamentary and professional colleagues gathering this morning to say farewell to Philip Galanis, a man praised for his unwavering commitment to advancing the rights and opportunities of all Bahamians. Corvell Pyfrom reports.
Archbishop Patrick Pinder recalling the numerous accomplishments and contributions of the late Philip Christopher Galanis. A life well lived, and though taken away so abruptly, the Archbishop says it is still one to celebrate.
He made his contribution professionally, publicly, and socially. For that, he deserves a full measure of our gratitude and appreciation.
Greatness seems to have always been with him. Philip excelled at academics from his days at St. Augustine's College, all through St. John's University, and then into both his professional life and years of public service. A man who stood for the people.
Phil stood as guardian of that promise, a centennial who stood firm against the shifting sands of convenience, who defended the bedrock of values of justice, equality, and opportunity for all.
Prime Minister Philip Davis leading mourners who came out to say their final goodbyes to the accountant, writer, commentator, and former parliamentarian Philip Galanis. His state-recognized funeral mass taking place this morning at the St. Francis Xavier Catholic Cathedral.
With his warm smile, his hearty laughter, and his very outgoing personality, his gifts and potential came to bear fruit in the profession he chose for his life, accounting, but also in public life, with his serving both as a member of the Senate and also a member of Parliament. Besides that, he often wrote a column in the local paper addressing issues of local and international interest.
Phil's heart was bound to the progressive cause. He believed fiercely in the promises we made to our people and held himself as a watchman over that sacred trust.
Following his funeral, he was interred at the Lakeview Memorial Gardens. Galanis died back on October 11th. He was 70 years old. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corvell Pyfrom.
Marcellus Hall has a look at what's coming up in sports. Marcellus?
Coming up in sports for tonight, the Bahamas set to host a major cycling event this weekend. Details on what that is just ahead in sports.
Over a decade ago, the Bahamas Striping group of companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long, yet the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping group of companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to your ZNS Total Sports Check here on your late night edition. Here's what's going on for you. The Bahamas ready to host a major cycling event this coming weekend. It is going to start on Sunday with more than 60 different countries, as well as the Bahamas participating with more than 200 different riders. That's going to take place over at Goodman's Bay. This is National Sports Month, and with that in regard, there'll be a number of different ventures going on, one of which will feature the addition of some different sports around the country. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, Rosalind Horton, says there is a concerted effort now to include the disabled, with beep ball being included as one of the events.
For me to appreciate the level of skills and training that the differently able have to go through in order for them to participate in ordinary sports that we take for granted. So I'm looking forward to be blindfolded, and hopefully I can hear and hit that bat. I'll try that. We also have archery. We are hoping to have archery, so I want to see what that feels like from the point of view of a differently abled person. And I just wanted for our young people and our children to appreciate that they're not limited. If they're not able-bodied, they can still participate in sports and do whatever. We're doing swimming, etc. for the disabled. And I'm not forgetting out our elders. We're also going to have programs for them as well. I love to see out on the Christie Park where we have our elders doing movements and dance, just to get out into the community. I'm looking forward to that.
And plans in the works for the Father Marsh and Peters basketball tournament scheduled for December 13th through the 18th. Some 49 teams expected to compete in primary boys and girls, intermediate boys and girls as well in those various divisions. Jimmy Clark is the coordinator for the tournament.
This will be the first time we will use pool play to increase the amount of games to be played for the team, and then afterward too, we love to use. We're using C.I. Gibson, A.F. Fadley, Donald Davis, Ansa Kendall. So we're using the 4 gymnasium, and then we're using the pool play. Give them more games, because teams traveling from the family island have to spend so much money and only get 1 or 2 games. But this time around, we're going to do pool play. Secondly too, is that from the Father Martian, we will select the top 100 players in the girls division between the junior girls and the senior girls. We will then put them on a development program on the weekends with the Bahamas Basketball Federation. We can select coaches to go ahead and work with them to improve the girls' play. But this time around, I think we can have an exciting tournament.
And there it is, your check on sports for you here on this Friday. We do have your Friday weather forecast just ahead. Stay with us.
Our company offers a simple philosophy: open hands. What do open hands mean? If you keep your hands closed, nothing comes in, nothing goes out. If you keep your hands open, a lot of things comes in, a lot of things goes out. We cannot expect to be a successful company without blessing our community and blessing our country.
My good friend and valued client, Dominic Stirrup, approached me following a meeting we had and told me of the idea that he had of feeding 10,000 Bahamians on Thanksgiving.
There was a lot of details to put together, had to figure out how to get it done. But at the end, it was worth it. At the end, it gave me a heart of gratitude to know that our company is reaching out to so many persons.
We invite you on a journey to witness an extraordinary chapter in the story of the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, a tale of compassion, unity, and the true spirit of Thanksgiving.
It's time now for a weather check with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Basil?
Good evening, Royston. We start off with our forecast map, and we have this strong troughing just to the north of Puerto Rico, and that's advancing towards the west, and we're giving it about a 10% chance of development over the next couple of days, but whether it develops or not, it will certainly spread some showers to the Turks and Caicos Islands and the southeast Bahamas over the weekend. Meanwhile, in the Caribbean Sea, we have this cyclogenesis taking place here. This one has about a 70% chance of development as it moves towards the north over the next couple of days. And this is the area here we are concerned with, 70% chance of that developing. And your temperatures around the Foggy Valley this evening, picking up some homogeneous temperatures in the extreme northern Bahamas, Marsh, Abaco, Green Tool, Key, and Freeport, all at 80 degrees, 81 in the Berry Islands at Alistown, Bimini. Harbor Island, 78 degrees, 83 in Rock Sound, Eleuthera. As we take you a little further south into Fresh Creek, Central Andros, 82 degrees there, 83 in Georgetown, Exuma. Rum Key, 81 degrees, San Salvador at 80 degrees as well. And then we pick up some 82s in Betsy Bay, Maguana, Crooked Island, 84, Clarenstown, Long Island, Ragged Island, all at 84 degrees. Acklands, 83, 84 again in Matthew, Nagua, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 83 degrees. And our satellite pictures showing that lots of showers activity just to the north of Puerto Rico, and that's associated with that strong trough we've been telling you about, which is also moving towards the west. And our forecasts are for tonight, mainly clear, windy, and a bit warm with a showering spot later on tonight with your low temperature around 75 degrees. And tomorrow, this is how things will shape up. Partly sunny conditions, still breezy with a passing shower possible, 84 degrees for your high temperature, and extended weather forecast for the next 7 days. We're going to have a pretty nice weekend with like 1 or 2 spotty showers. The breezy conditions will continue right into the early part of next week, picking up as that trough into the south of us continues to push towards the west. Temperature-wise, they're going to be not too bad, mid-80s during the daytime, but they'll start to climb as we head into the middle of the week, getting you back up into the upper 80s. Right, Slim?
Thank you, Basil. Well, that does it for the Bahamas tonight at 11. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. Thank you for watching, and have a great weekend.
At Lyford Key, I'm Tanya Smith-Cartwright. This is ZNS.
Sexiest man alive named Byron Allen. Byron Allen!
All right. Please say hello to DJ A1. It's gonna get crazy tonight. This is Comics Unleash Hot Chocolate, and we have some funny people here. We say hello to Earthquake. Tony Llewellyn. Tony Roberts. And Raj G. So Earthquake, how come we don't have any black terrorists?
Because you got to be on time with a bomb. Brother, oversleep. Boom, is it 8:30? I knew I forgot to do something. Well, we gonna lie. I kind of, when they say 8:30, they mean 8:30.
So what's the story, man? What do you think about the women in L.A.?
You know what? First of all, the women in L.A. are gorgeous.
Yes!
That's right.
Yes.
But,
Yes!
Yes.
And we'll take everything.
That's right, everything. But you gotta keep them away from like a lot of heat, because they may just melt. There's a lot of plastic surgery out here.
Yeah.
Because the last date I took out, they were like, yo, man, where your date at? You standing in her, man. Really, come on now.
Fake too.
Come on now. This got a lot of fake parts
Yeah.
out here. You got Botox, you got fake this, fake that. Soon they're gonna have like a salvage jar for body parts. You know what I'm saying? Yo, man, can I get some 2005 lips? Give me a 99 arm. You can get